Hey folks, I'm currently on a road trip in Arizona, going to Utah and New Mexico, shooting this beautiful part of the world. And shooting landscapes often means using filters, and honestly, most filters suck. These ones, however, don't. They're actually pretty great, and I'm going to be giving away a set of them. Now, I realize saying most filters suck may sound hyperbolic or clickbaity, but I really mean it. So many of them degrade your image quality, don't give you any real benefit, introduce, vignetting, decrease sharpness, and bring along ugly color casts. So why do so many camera stores recommend that you get a protection filter or that you need to buy filters when you buy your camera or lens? Honestly, it's the margin. Most filters have such a big profit margin, especially at the retail. It's way more as a percentage than you get on cameras or lenses, even bags and tripods. That's why so many people say that you should use them. I personally rarely use filters outside of landscape. I basically never use protection filters. I want the best possible image quality. But being on this road trip, it is a perfect opportunity to test out some different filters, and I would be shooting with them anyway. This system from Freewell is currently up on Indiegogo, but they're shipping right now and there's still a month left to pick up their early bird deal. Link for that is below. I first heard of these when my assistant Ernest mentioned them to me, and then I saw Philip Bloom's excellent video looking at the color cast of these versus other filters, and they're really good. So I actually reached out to Freewell, asked them if they could send me out a set for this trip. I've been testing them out. They're really impressive and incredible value. I'm going to get into that a little bit more later, but I'm going to be giving away a set of these. So if you head on over to my live page, link is below, enter the July 2023 competition and you could win a set of these for yourself. Now, as I said, I personally don't use protection filters and I very rarely use special effects filters for stills or video, but there are some filters that let you get the shot in camera rather than having to work on it in post and do it in a much more natural way. First of all, a circular polarizer. This is something that you can't really even do in post. It's great for getting rid of reflections in your shot, as well as adding great saturation to the image in bright, sunny days. Neutral density filters are also great. They let you cut down your exposure so that you can, on a bright sunny day like this, shoot with a longer exposure if you want to get the clouds moving or get that kind of dreamy effect of having the people blurred out, that kind of effect. Variable NDs are the next step up from that if you're looking to have control over the amount of light that's blocked rather than just a set amount. They're great for stills, but also for video. They allow us to get exactly the ISO shutter speed and aperture that we want in our shot. And on a bright sunny day, often getting your shutter speed slow enough is difficult. So having a variable ND can be really helpful. And finally, these guys. Graduated NDs to be able to darken up say the sky of your image, or you can always rotate it and get one side of the image darkened down, or even from the bottom. They let you even out uneven exposures and get a more pleasing final result. Now, the first thing you need to know about the K2 system is that it's modular. It comes with step-down rings from 67, 72, 77 and 82 mil threads included in the kit. Then you've got the main housing itself, which connects onto the front. Then inside that you can put your circular polarizer. Then on top of that, you've got the option to use magnetic filters in a whole variety of different ways. The base kit comes with two different second circular polarizers, which together work as variable neutral density filters that give you measured stops. So you can do 1 to 5 or 6 to 9 stops, depending on which filter that you use. You also have the option to add in these slide-in filters or special effects filters into the holder. So it all comes as a kit. Now, when I said these are pretty great value, the entry-level kit that comes with the variable NDs and all of the step-up costs the same as a single screw-on circular polarizer that's only useful for, one lens. It is $352, so it's still a significant investment, but it's, I think, 30% off as part of the Indiegogo. And they have a couple of under bundles, including the landscape one, which I think looks like the best overall balance. All right, so being that this is a modular system of filters rather than a single filter, there's more to consider and more aspects to look at. I have to say it seems really well built, and it's got some features in it that I've not seen in other systems before. So as I said, you can detach the whole unit off and just leave your different filter thread adapters on there for different lenses. I'm currently on this trip only using 72, 77 and 82mm filter thread lenses, so I can leave one on each of the different lenses and just pop this kit on to whichever lens it is that I want to shoot with. Another really cool thing, it actually has a bubble level built into the filter holder. So having them on top of your camera or in the tripod, that kind of thing is great, but to have it at the end of your lens to know that you've got the shot and it's, right where you're looking at in frame, I think that's a fairly nifty design hack that they've added in there. The system for adding in special effects filters or your gradual neutral density works really easily. If you're doing a special effects filter, you only need to open the top one because the filter will just slide in there and fit. But if you're going to use something like a graduated ND, then the bottom also opens so you can put the center line exactly where you want it in your frame. All of the filters come in a little carry case, and it's got a loop system on top as well, so you can easily pull the filters out. There's loads of nice little design elements here that have really been thought through. On the back, you've got a section that has a cutout, and it's got the label of the filter that you're using in there, so that as you're ferreting through your bag, you know you're grabbing the right one, as long as you put the right ones back into the right packets. The lens cap is also magnetic, so that when you take it off, it's got a back cap as well. You can just throw all of that into your bag and know that everything is protected and none of the glass is going to get impacted in your bag. Now, if you've seen my previous videos, I have tested dozens of lenses on YouTube, shot with hundreds of them over my 30 or so years shooting. So many filters degrade your image quality. You see an obvious loss in sharpness in the images, and so many of them give a color cast to the shot. I would say these are among the very best that I've used in terms of color cast. Very, very minimal compared to other ones, even at high price points. And with variable NDs, you often get the X syndrome, where you get a big X where the cross polarizing is kind of hitting its limit and going all wonky. I haven't seen that at all when using these guys. So as I said, the starter kit at the moment is $300 and I think it's $52 on a discount. They've extended that for a month for our audience. You can see on the link below. It comes with the case, the different adapter rings for your lenses, the main module, the magnetic lens cap, as well as the circular polarizer, the variable ND 1 to 5 and 6 to 9, the pouch, the cloth, basically all of that stuff that you need to get you started with a modular system. If you step up to the landscape kit, that is $450, and it adds in the soft gradient filter and an ND 1000 filter for those dreamy long exposure shots. That's enough talk for now. Let's go get some sample files. I'll let you download those. There'll be a link in the description below, and we'll talk you through some more of my thoughts on this after I've explored this beautiful landscape. Okay folks, I hope you enjoyed this first hands-on demonstration of the Freewell K2 kit. Now, this is a sponsored video, but like always, I wouldn't take on a sponsor if I didn't think that they were a good brand and that their product was great. I wouldn't recommend you buying something unless I really believed in it. These are great. Thank you to Freewell for getting me out the kit in time for my road trip, also for sponsoring the July photo competition, and of course for keeping the early bird sale going at Indiegogo for 30 days for our community. You can find all of the details below on the base kit, as well as the landscape kit that I mentioned, the sample files, and how to enter the July competition. If you have any questions or suggestions, please leave me a comment. Cheers guys, and I think it's about time for me to hit the road again.